Hello again, I'm Bob Weir with another interview of people in the news in North Texas. My guest today is Denton County Sheriff Tracy Murphree, who is running for re-election in the March 2020 Republican primary. Thank you for being here, Tracy.
Thank you for having me.
For those who may not know, what's the job of a county sheriff?
Yeah, the primary job of the sheriff is to maintain the jail. And the sheriff, is the chief law enforcement officer of the county, elected by the people. But the sheriff also is in charge of the criminal and traffic law enforcement within the unincorporated parts of the county. But our main job is the county jail, which is a big undertaking.
And the county jail is like a place where someone goes after an arrest and they're held before trial. Once the trial is over and if they've been found guilty, then they go from the jail to an actual prison. Is that
right? And the Denton County Jail, a lot of the municipalities have their own jails, but if the people don't make bond at those locations, every prisoner in the county, if they don't make bond, will come to my facility. Right. And they're held there until they make bond, they go to trial, or are sentenced.
And where's your office located?
It's on Woodrow Lane in Denton, right next to the county courthouse.
How many officers do you have in your department?
Right now we have about 650, and about 400 and something of those are detention officers who work in the jail, and then we'll have 200 and something that are in the law enforcement or the operations side, and that includes administrative staff.
So that would be staff as well, yeah. All right, how about the size of the sheriff's budget, your office of budget?
We have the largest budget within the county, and right now, I believe our last budget sent in was about $55 million. And about 34 million of that is county jail.
Now, let's get into the legal part of it. What does the sheriff have the same peace officer status as a town or city police officer?
Yes, sheriff, you are a certified police officer. I've been a certified officer for going on 32 years, and the sheriff has to maintain a TCOL certification as well, just like any other police officer.
So sheriff's deputies can make arrests?
Absolutely, yes.
They can pursue investigations?
Right, we have patrol deputies, we have criminal investigation deputies, we have a narcotics unit, we have a mental health unit, and yes, all of those are certified officers that can make arrests and conduct investigations.
And serve warrants.
And serve warrants. We have a warrant division as well, that's all they do is go out and serve warrants.
How about traffic summonses, like tickets and stuff like that?
We have a patrol unit, and like I said, they'll patrol the unincorporated areas of Denton County, which some people don't know, that includes Lantana. Lantana is unincorporated, and the sheriff's office is responsible for the law enforcement within Lantana. So it's like we have not only the unincorporated parts of the county, Lantana is the city into itself, and we're responsible for the enforcement there as well.
So if someone living in Lantana dials 911,
that'll go to the sheriff's office.
Goes to the sheriff's office.
Yes, and we will dispatch sheriff's deputies to that location. We have a great partnership with the Flower Mound Police Department, the Double Oak Police Department, Bartonville, and things of that nature, who, if we can't get there quickly, and a lot of times those officers will respond as well, waiting on us to get there. Because we have a great partnership with those departments.
And there are towns and cities like Bartonville has 1 or 2 police officers, I believe.
Right, yes they do, and we assist them as well. If they need anything, we're there to back those agencies up as well.
So now the question would come up, if let's say you're in Flower Mound and you dial 911, you would get the town police responding.
Right, so some of the cities have their own dispatch, like Flower Mound, like Louisville, like Carrollton, and 911 will go to that dispatch. If you're in the rural parts of the county or Lantana, that will go to the sheriff's office. Some of the smaller towns that we dispatch for, those 911 calls will also go to the sheriff's office, and then we will let those the officers on the street in those local smaller towns know.
And I suppose you would back up officers also in certain situations.
Absolutely.
They are needed.
Yes, Denton County is remarkable. I've been in Denton County since 1998, and just the relationship between the sheriff's office and police departments and DPS. it's phenomenal. We have one of the best working relationships, I believe, in the state.
How about the amount of inmates that are currently in the Denton County Jail, like approximately?
Right. The jail is 1,700 beds, and so it's a very large facility. And usually we stay right around 1,200, give or take. So we're maintaining a small city in
Wow, that's a
itself.
huge amount,
They're
yeah.
at the jail. So detention officers do a great job, and it's 24 hours a day, 365 days of the year, holidays that these detention officers are back there taking care of these inmates.
How long do some of the people have to wait in the jail before their case is adjudicated?
It depends. We have some folks there that are there overnight, and we've had some folks there that have been there for several years.
Years, no
Yes.
kidding. Wow, I didn't know
And
that.
yes, it's their cases drag on. They haven't been to court yet, and most of those are major cases, and so it just kind of depends on the offense and then how fast the judicial system works.
All right, let me see how this one goes. Suppose a city officer and a deputy sheriff arrive on the scene at the same time. Who's in charge?
Well, it kind of depends where you're at. Like I said, if let's say one of my deputies happens to be going down your street
Yeah.
here in Flower Mound, then and comes across something, we would turn that over to Flower Mound because
Right.
we're within their city limits.
So it's a jurisdictional type of thing.
Right. We work with Flower Mound all the time, but if there's something in their city, they're going to have the original jurisdiction on it, and we're going to help them out all we can.
Well, Sheriff, what do you think is the most challenging part of your job?
It's kind of twofold, Bob. It's having 650 employees is challenging.
Not bad.
It's keeping the jail manned. We have a lot of turnover in the jail, and there's a lot of reasons for that. That's a statewide, really a national problem. It's just that, first of all, they don't get paid enough. Second of all, you're hiring a lot of 18, 19-year-old kids who, when they find $2 an hour more, they leave, and some folks, it just doesn't, it's not for them. So we do have some turnover there, but we stay about 90% capacity, which is good. Some of the major jails in Texas are having bigger problems than we are, but it's the time we live in. It's hard to recruit people to get into law enforcement these days, and it's a nationwide issue really with detention officers. But that's a challenge, and of course you have a $55 million budget you're responsible to the taxpayers for, and the challenge of working through some of those things to make sure that you're being a good steward of their money every day. That's a challenge, but I think we do a really good job at that.
Yeah, it's shocking what law enforcement personnel have to put up with today across the country. We see so much of this. There's got to be a turnaround in this because the challenge to law enforcement is so onerous now. Like you said, it's becoming difficult to get people to get into law enforcement.
It is. It's hard, but I'll tell you what, Bob. Every day we do have some young men and women who come through that door, and they're ready to take on the challenge, and they're ready to do this job. And it's not as many as what I would hope sometimes, but the quality of the men and women, the young men and women who are coming in there is fantastic.
Thank God for that.
Absolutely.
That still people want to do that job. When you were elected in 2016, did you make many changes to the sheriff's office?
We've made several changes, and I'm very proud of all of them. One of the first changes we made, I think it's very important, it kind of gets back to what we talked about with law enforcement, is there was no internal affairs division at the sheriff's office. In other words, there were nobody there to work on internal investigations. I've created that internal affairs division because I think it's important that if the public's going to have faith in you, you gotta hold your people accountable. You've got to make sure they follow policies. You got to make sure they follow the law, and we've done that. And
Absolutely, accountability.
has there been some
Very
pushback? Has there
important.
been some resentment? Yes,
Yeah.
but we're gonna do it the right way.
Well, being grabbed by the clock already, so I'm going to just say your website is www.murphreyforsheriff.com. You also have a website, you also have a Facebook page, Tracy Murphree for Sheriff. So I want to thank you, Sheriff Murphree, for being here, and good luck in the election.
Thank you, Bob. I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Thank you, and thank you for watching.